Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we'll move down to Section 2, approval of the agenda, 2.1, changes to agenda and approval of the agenda, and we do have some changes. One change here, consent agenda, deleted item 8.18, cooperative agreement between Florida Diagnostic Learning Resource System, FDOE discretionary project in Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa County, submitted by Dr. Heather Willis Doxey, Director, Exceptional Student Education and Student Services. So with that change, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Ivanchek, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. So now we are at recognitions, and 3.1, recognition of Kylie Bobb, Fort Walton Beach High School 2021 Distinguished Young Woman of Okaloosa County. Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant, School Board. So again, I come before you, and we are very blessed in Okaloosa County to have just amazing students. And we've had students in the past do very well with the Distinguished Young Women. And today we have with us Ms. Kylie Bobb. And I'm going to read just a little bit of information about Ms. Bobb, and then she might have a few words for us as well. And I'm certain that Principal Spolsky will also have a few words to share. So I'm just going to share a few words right now. In July of 2020, Ms. Kylie Bobb, a senior at Fort Walton Beach High School, was named the Distinguished Young Woman of Okaloosa County for the class of 2021. Kylie was one of 11 high school seniors from various high schools in Okaloosa County. Kylie was evaluated in the categories of scholastics, interview, talent, fitness, and public speaking. Kylie won in the following categories: fitness, self-expression, interview, and overall winner. In February, Kylie competed at the state level and walked away with the title Distinguished Young Woman of Florida. She was evaluated in the same categories and won an interview, public speaking, talent, and fitness. She will represent our county and the state at the national competition. Kylie is currently the valedictorian for the class of 2021 at Fort Walton Beach High School. She is co-captain of the Stars dance team. She is a member of the National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, and Beta Club. She is also the Mu Alpha Theta Vice President, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and has been a Viking Scholar for the past 3 years. Kylie Bobb is the daughter of Justin and Dia Bobb. She has 2 brothers, Zachary and Jake, and 2 sisters, Jessica and Lexi. So congratulations, young lady.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here today. It is my honor to be able to represent the Distinguished Young Woman program, and I'm really honored to be here today. I've learned so much from the program. I've gained so much confidence, and I would really encourage any junior girl to participate in it because I've learned so much about myself and so much about my community and the people around me. So thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Bobb, you can't get away that quick. Let's see if you come back up. And Mr. Spolsky, we have a few more people going to say some nice things about you.
I just want to say congratulations to Ms. Dia and Mr. Bobb, as well as Kylie. She's absolutely amazing. She steals the show, but she still is very humble and very professional. And my mom and dad taught me a long time ago, when you're around someone like Ms. Bobb, you just let them do the talking. So we are so proud of her, not only to represent Okaloosa County, Fort Walton Beach High School, but to be the state winner of this award is very powerful, and she knows that. She just got back from a dance competition and brought back some serious hardware for our stars, so we're very proud of her, and I know she's had a long spring break, and she's going to go out and do some amazing things with her life. So congratulations, Kylie.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. We're going to take a picture.
Ms. Dia, would you like to come up with? Come on, Mary.
Just on the end.
There we go. So now we're balanced out.
There we go. Okay, so now we'll move to section 3.2, recognition of Ruckle Middle School Dance Team state champions in the junior high jazz division at the UDA National Dance Team Championships. Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. So it is my honor to share this recognition, and I'm going to say a few words and then read a few comments as well. And as you probably know already, Ruckle Dance Team, state winners, and now also national winners for the entire country. So that's absolutely fantastic. But I'm just going to give a little bit of information and then share a few words. So the Ruckle Middle School Dance Team competed at the Universal Dance Association Florida Dance Championships at the Villages Charter High School and won first place in the junior high jazz division. They also competed in nationals this past weekend and won first in the hip hop division. This is Ruckle's first time to ever win at nationals. And you think about that, the vast majority, the overwhelming majority of schools are not going to win state, let alone nationals. And here today, we have with us, we have Blakely Peterson, Addie Karen, and Ashley Culbertson. But I do want to say, before they come up, it's just once again another example of the talent that we have here in Okaloosa County. It's an example of the caliber of dance programs that we have here in Okaloosa County. And to be able to win a state title and then come back and win a national title is nothing less than miraculous. And it's an experience that you will never forget. Do want to thank you, Coach. Doing an absolutely great job. And we know that the girls would not be here without you as well. So we just thank you for all that you do. And if you would come up, as well as the young ladies, and Mr. Whitten, if you would come up, please. And I feel fairly certain Mr. Whitten may have a few words for you as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chambers, and thank you, Board, for allowing such recognition as this. It's so important, and it's especially so important as we go through these trying times. I'd like to say about all these young ladies that are representing the 8th grade, and there's, our 6th and 7th grade members who couldn't be here because of COVID. They're all equally talented and special, so we'll be able to present those awards to them. But I want to say about these young ladies, not only are they talented dancers, and it took a lot of hard work and a lot of going by the rules to get that hard work done to make their accomplishment, but they're also straight A students, very, very high flyers in the classrooms, and they do other things. They compete, they're in multiple things at Ruckle. So again, I want to say thank you to the board for this recognition. I want to say congratulations to you 8th grade representatives. I'm so proud of your leadership and so proud of your accomplishment. I know it took a lot of hard work, and I want to say thank you to Coach Fisher for all her hard work and her leadership in helping this team win not only a state championship, but a national championship this past weekend. So congratulations to all.
All right. So I just want to make sure that we do not miss any of the young ladies' names. So I have a list here. You might know the pronunciation a little bit better than I do.
Okay.
So I just want you to read off the names of every young lady who's a part of this team. I know we only have the 8th graders here, but it takes a full team. So if you'd read off their names so they can be recognized.
Of course.
You can,
This way.
you can read this way.
Harper Danley, Gracie Dennison, Callie House, Mia Kate Marchand, Julie Mills, Callie Kirschitz, Lane Wright, Sophia Gonzalez, Adria Robinson, Allie Culbertson, and Anna McNabb. In addition to these wonderful 8th graders that you already mentioned. So I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them. These girls have such big hearts. Not only was this a challenging season for them, dance-wise, but emotionally. So, and they overcame. And let me tell you what, they rose to the bar. Every challenge that I gave them, they rose. And look at, y'all are national champions. Not many people can say that. And I am just so proud of you, captains especially, for coming together and leading these girls. I'm eternally grateful. So I'm proud of you girls. Thank you.
I told him it'd be okay. That's the biggest trophy I've seen. We've never had a national championship. I said, yeah, by all means, girls, you bring those trophies.
Thank you so much.
Later. And we have national to be held that way, state to be held that way, national to be held that way.
It's just amazing. I can't believe it.
All right, here we go. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no, we had a public hearing.
You one more, sorry. Somebody had their eyes shut because of my wet last night. So everybody eyes open, won't count. All right, got you that time.
Someone was me, I'm sure. Congratulations again, fantastic.
Yeah, go ahead. We got time. Okay, at this time, I'm actually going to recess the meeting for 3 minutes because we do have public hearing at 6:15. So instead of starting a recognition, we're going to go ahead and just recess for 3 minutes. Dustin, do we have any? Call the meeting back to order, and we're now in public hearing. So section 17.1, public hearing for adoption of a new job description for program director, data scientist, and this is presented by Dr. Lee Hale. Is there anybody from the public here wishing to speak on this particular item? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I need a motion to approve.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vanchek. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Vanchek, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you
Yes.
vote? And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. So now we'll move all the way back up to recognitions, or appointments, I'm sorry. And so we are now at section 5.1, appointment of principal, Kenwood Elementary School, Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. And I have before you Miss Peggy Nearing for principal of Kenwood Elementary. Peggy Nearing has called Northwest Florida her home for 25 years. She earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in French from the University of Florida and her Master's of Education in Educational Leadership from the University of West Florida. She has a 12-year-old daughter, Olivia, who is a proud prior pirate. Ms. Nearing has over 20 years of educational experience from pre-kindergarten to college and career training. She began her education career in 1997 as a French teacher and has taught students in grades pre-K all the way through college. Ms. Nearing has served as an administrator for elementary, secondary, and career professionals since 2004, where she facilitated vision and mission building, program authorization and implementation, school accreditation, master scheduling, and curriculum and instruction. Ms. Nearing has been honored to serve as the assistant principal of curriculum instruction at Pryor Middle School for the past 7 years. While at Pryor, her focus has been to ensure that every student is challenged to grow and succeed by providing differentiated learning opportunities along with career exploration. Ms. Nearing is committed to partnering with families and community members to help every student grow socially, emotionally, and academically. Ms. Peggy Nearing.
So at this time, I need a motion to accept Mr. Chambers' appointment for principal at Kenwood Elementary.
I make that motion.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Ivanchek. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Ivanchek, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. Congratulations.
Good evening. I am so honored to be here before you tonight. I can't stop smiling. I've got that energy without the Mountain Dew. And I just would love to, first of all, thank you, Mr. Chambers, our superintendent, for ever being a presence in my professional development over these years. You have believed in me and guided me and taught me to be the best whatever I am at that time. And that is what I have continued to strive to do. And I do strongly believe that that's why I'm here tonight. So thank you. Also would like to thank each of you sitting here before me. It is such a pleasure to be in your presence and to recognize that you believe in my ability to do this, be the principal of Kenwood, and I'm honored by that. One of my favorite authors, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, you know I have a French background, said in his acclaimed Little Prince novel, he said, "Rends ta vie comme un rêve, et un rêve comme une réalité." And essentially what that means is live your life built around your dreams so that your dreams are your reality. And here I am tonight taking that next step in my journey to live my dream. And I am so excited to be with the Kenwood folks here tonight to begin that next chapter in my life with them so that they and their students can learn to build their dreams and seek their best life. So thank you all so much, and I'm just pleased to be here.
All right. Dr. White. Ms. Barrett.
It's always exciting to see when they're getting ready to start their new journeys, how everybody's here to support them. So now we're going to move to section 5.2, and appointment of principal, Edwin's Elementary School. Mr. Chambers?
Trying to locate her first.
Oh. I thought she was back. I thought I saw her back there, and she's not. Okay.
Jamming the door.
All right, there she is.
All right. So, Mr. Bryant, in school board, I bring before you Miss Kathleen Armstrong for principal of Edwin's Elementary School. Miss Armstrong has been an educator for 20 years and has been with Okaloosa County Schools for the last 17 years. During that time, she has served as an elementary teacher and an instructional coach at the elementary level, as well as middle school and high school. Her administrative experience comes from her time as the Dean of Students at Niceville High School, as well as most recently as the assistant principal at Shalimar Elementary School. She is a proud multiple graduate of the University of West Florida, earning a bachelor's in elementary education, a master's in reading education, and a specialist degree in educational leadership. Despite these many years of coursework, her true education has come from the excellent administrative examples and patient mentorship given by the leaders at the schools in which she has served. Ms. Armstrong believes that the role of an educational leader is to remove barriers to excellent teaching and meaningful learning. She is thankful for the opportunity to serve in that way at a great school like Edwin's Elementary.
So at this time, I need a motion to accept Mr. Chambers' appointment for principal at Edwin's Elementary School.
I'll make that motion.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. Congratulations.
Hush. Well, okay. Board members first, thank you so much for your vote of confidence. I will work diligently to be worthy of it. Thank you. I'd like to also gratefully thank the selection committee for their thoughtful deliberation and Mr. Chambers for recommending me for this position. Thank you. This would not be possible without my family, my colleagues, my mentors, and all those people who have supported my growth and have prepared me for this new challenge. I am honored to have the opportunity to serve as a principal at Edwin's Elementary. This amazing staff, this amazing community school, I'm so excited to work with their phenomenal faculty and staff. Ms. Waskow, if you're here or listening, put on those running heels. I know they're going to be heels. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. And Ms. Morris, you may be counting the days until your retirement, but I'm counting on you and your hard-earned wisdom. I'm keeping you on speed dial. Thank you so much.
All right. Just walk out, come forward. Walk out.
Do the shuffle. Shall I stay further this way? Perfect, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll let them leave and we'll have the next group come in.
Many celebrations. Now we got
We're going to let the
the
Davidson family
group
come
coming
in real quick. I think we got everybody in. All right, so we're going to move down to 5.3, appointment of principal, Davidson Middle School. Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Mr. Bryant and Board. Bring before you Ms. Holly Tu for a principal of Davidson Middle School. Holly Tu began her educational career in the Okaloosa County School District 26 years ago. Ms. Tu has taught both math and science at the middle and high school levels. For the last 8 years, she has served as an assistant principal at Shoal River Middle School, Riverside Elementary, and primarily Crestview High School. A native Floridian, Ms. Tu earned her bachelor's degree in math and science education from the University of West Florida. She also holds a master's degree in educational leadership from the University of Texas, Arlington. She adores all things STEM and embraces her inner geek. That's what she wrote. Leadership from the University of Texas, Arlington served her very well, and she adores all things STEM. She firmly believes in the importance of empowering every student with the knowledge and skills needed to be successful in life. She is committed to the students, parents, and faculty and staff at Davidson Middle School and is thrilled to become a Panther. Ms. Tu has been married to Aaron Tu, a Crestview native, for 28 years this week. Congratulations. They have been blessed with 3 children. Chapman, who recently married his sweetheart Elena, graduated 3 days ago with a master's degree in accountancy, so this is a busy week for y'all. Weston will return from a 2-year full-time church service mission in June, and Aubrey will be a senior at Crestview High School next year. Ms. Tu enjoys spending time with her family, serving in her church, playing the piano, being on the water, and watching the University of Florida athletics, and we'll let that slide by, that's all right. Ms. Tu.
So at this time, I'm going to pass the gavel over to my vice chair,
All right, I need a motion.
and I would make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. So approved.
Well, we got to vote on it.
Call for the vote.
So I need to call for the vote. Ms. Evanchik, how do you
Yes.
vote? And Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
I vote yes. Dr. White?
Yes.
So it's a unanimous vote. Congratulations, Ms. Tu. I know the superintendent has something to say.
Is this where it's supposed to be? Hey, so I want to thank the board for approving the superintendent's recommendation. I also want to thank the superintendent for his trust and confidence in me in assuming this position at Davidson Middle School. I recognize that, and I sincerely appreciate that. I am so excited to become a Davidson Panther. I just want to thank all those who have mentored me, who have encouraged me, who have helped me along the way towards this goal of mine. I could not have done it without them. And I want to thank my children for the sacrifices and the support that they give me throughout the year with their mom in education. We all know what happens sometimes, and I appreciate their sacrifice. I'm so glad that they are mine. I would also like to thank my husband. I was recently reminded just how important he is to me in my life, and I'm so grateful to have him by my side. He is my confidant and my giver of wisdom, and listens to me and is my biggest fan and is a great voice of reason in my life, and I appreciate him. I am just thrilled for this next phase of my educational career,
and I cannot wait for what comes next. I'm so excited about the future, and I'm just like ready to be all in. I'm like ready to get started. So go Panthers! I have some, my boys are on Skype, so they're going to be in the future. Okay, that's fine. They can see them, maybe. Okay. So, thank you.
You're good.
All right, let's get this way. 1, 2, 3.
You share that, right, Bert?
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Good to see you.
I'm going to give them a minute to clear.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, with that, I'll pass the gavel back to our chair.
Thank you. Tell you, this is the fun part of our meetings right here, to see everybody getting
the
promoted,
excitement.
all the recognitions. I wish our whole meeting could be just that. So, but it's not, so we're going to move down to Section 6, Public Comment. 6.1, members of the public desiring to address the school board, Form MIS 5241, public input and/or discussion of agenda items. And we have no blue cards at this time. So typically, we have a workshop before we have our meeting, and we did not have a workshop because of spring break, so we're going to be doing things a little different tonight. So Section 7 is committee and staff reports, and 7.1 is in-county travel paid for the period of March 25th through April 7th, 2021. Section 7.2, quarterly report, short-term facility use contracts and lease agreements under the $5,000 threshold. And 7.3, quarterly report, service agreements under the $5,000 threshold for internal and budgetary funds. And now we'll move to the consent agenda. And board members, as we go down through all of the items, don't hesitate to stop me to ask questions. We do have staff members here to help answer some questions if there's anything that needs to be answered. So 8.1 and 8.2 are informational only. That's the approval of minutes of the student disciplinary hearing of April 8th, 2021, the minutes of workshop meeting of April 8th, 2021, minutes of the regular meeting of April 12th, 2021. I'm sorry, they're not informational, but we'll be voting on all that.
Yeah.
8.2, request to advertise a public hearing for secondary English language arts textbook instructional materials adoption, and this is presented by Ann Flanagan. Okay, so 8.3 is budget amendment number 7, fiscal year 2020 through 2021. 8.4 is monthly financial statement for March 2021. 8.5, invoices to be approved for payment. 8.6, school donations. 8.7, payroll warrant registered and accounts payable warrant registered for March 2021 totaling $29,089,306.77. And bank transfers for March 2021 totaling $70,000, presented by Rita Scallon. $70 million, I saw her eyes pop open like, hey. 8.8, renewal of food service management operations contract for RFP 20-01. And Mr. Wyndham is in the audience tonight, so if you have any questions. 8.9, renewal of ITB 17-F-226 ramp systems and stair systems. 8.10, renewal of tag-on bid ITB 17C-65K term contract for repair, motorized and refurbished bleachers and basketball backstops. 8.11, exempted purchase over $25,000 Scholastic. 8.12, motor vehicle lease agreement for disaster transportation services between the School Board of Okaloosa County and Air Force Enlisted Village Incorporated, doing business as Hawthorne House. 8.13, instructional continuity plan.
Continuity.
Did I get it right?
Continuity.
Continuity, I'm sorry. Thank you. That's presented by Sheila Lightbourne. 8.14, elementary and secondary school emergency relief ESSER 2 fund under the Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act. 8.15, computer science teacher bonuses grant application for fiscal year 2020 through 2021. 8.16, ESEA federal programs 2021 through 2022 applications. 8.17, request to submit 2021 through 2022 Department of Defense Education grant application promoting K through 12 student achievement at military connected schools. And 8.18 was deleted. 8.19, course adoptions for the 2020 through 2021 school year. And then we move to 8.20, approval of the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. So now we're to Section 9, Superintendent's Human Resource Recommendations. And the first two are for information only. 9.1, employees on administrative leave, and 9.2, deferred retirement option program. 9.3, out-of-field report for the 2020 through 2021 school year. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. 9.4, employment separations. I need a motion to approve.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 5-0, or 4-0. Personnel recommendations. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. 9.6, employee transfers. I need a motion to approve.
I'll
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Dr. Kelly makes a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. 9.7, leave without pay. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
Ms. Vancheck makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
A second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. Section 10, discussion agenda. We had nothing moved. So now we'll go to Section 11, construction program owners representatives business, and 11.1. Dr. Kelly, I'll turn it over to you.
The only new thing I have is that we meet in this room tomorrow evening at 4 for the Citizens Oversight Committee group. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so now we'll move to Section 12, information technology seat management contract. Section 12.1, CACI task order number 2-183 for Bob Sykes Elementary School for locking hardware. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Hear none. Ms. Vancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. 12.2, CACI task order number 2-188 for Richburg Best Chance North camera installs. I need a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Second, Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. Section 12.3, CACI Task Order Number 2-191, Security Camera Repair Support. I need a motion to approve.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Evancheck, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dr. White, how do you vote?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The motion carries 4-0. So now we're to Section 13. Mr. McInnes?
No report tonight.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McInnes. And to Section 14, Mr. Chambers. I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. And I'll be very brief tonight, but I would like to welcome everybody back from spring break. I know the past week, for those who took the time off, it was well-deserved, and we have a lot to accomplish still for the remainder of this school year, but I think a lot of exciting times ahead as we close out this school year. I'm very appreciative to our schools and teachers for the events that will occur towards the end of the school year, such as ceremonies, such as graduations, such as field days. You know, a lot goes into that type of planning, but it's well-deserved for our students and for our families. And the last thing that I would just simply say tonight, and I'm not going to be too specific because I know some board members might want to get specific with some of our state and national winners. We have very talented students and coaches in this school district, so just extremely proud of what is occurring. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chambers. So now we'll go to board members' announcements and requests for information, and I will start with Dr. White tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have a couple of quick announcements, and the first one, is the superintendent already alluded to, goes to the Indian dance team at Choctawhatchee High School, who competed in the UDA, Universal Dance Association National Dance Team Competition on April the 23rd, and they are now national champions. They are first in small varsity game day, 7th in small varsity hip hop, 12th in small varsity pom. And then I'd also like to give a special recognition to Choctawhatchee High School's flag football team, who they are district champs, and they will host the regional playoffs this Wednesday. Good luck, ladies. Go Choctaw Indians. That's all. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Dr. White. And Dr. Kelly.
Okay, well, as the superintendent said, a lot of our schools brought home a lot of hardware. So I'd just like to give a shout out to the Niceville High School cheer team. They brought back 2 UCA titles. The varsity won a national title in game day and second place finish in the competition portion of that championship. And the Niceville High School dance team came in, excuse me, at 4th place in the nation in hip hop and 11th in jazz. So, and we're not done. So the Niceville High School Lady Eagles tennis team plays today and tomorrow in Altamont Springs for the Class 3A championship. And I heard that they did very well today. We look forward to hearing how they final place tomorrow. And I just want to end my statements tonight with saying that last week we did celebrate National Administrative Assistant Day, and I know many of us would not be as successful as we were in our schools or at our district placements if not for the support of those administrative assistants. And I just wanted to take a brief minute to call out some of those that certainly helped me in my trajectory of my career here. And I'll just say, at Laurel Hill, I was honored to have Debbie Harrison Green and Carol Brown work alongside me. And at Bruner Middle School, Sylvia Gash, Barbara Holland, Suzanne Toscher, Rosalie Winters, and Joanne Rothbauer. And at Destin Middle School, Vicki Griffith, rest in peace, Judy Hall, and Dewana Nyendorf. And certainly we thank and appreciate Jan Crawford and Miss Mary McGowan. So those ladies and many more across this district really keep us afloat, and just thank you to those people.
All right. And I agree with you on especially Mary and Jan.
Yes.
They keep us going, that's for sure. Ms. Evancheck, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, that's the same. Jan and Mary, we couldn't make it without them. Excuse me. Okay, so a lot of great things, and one thing that's nice about it is I started field today with hearing about the different activities going on, that it's almost normal. It's almost feeling a little bit normal.
And you almost don't want to say that, but it's great to hear about these end-of-school activities. And one thing I'd like to make sure that the public is aware about is we have a student art show this week on the 28th and 29th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can go in and just look at all the artwork from our students. It's always really fascinating. And there will be awards, but there's not going to be a specific ceremony. But the awards have already been, the artwork's already been juried, and they'll have the awards on it, and you go and see. And that's at the fairgrounds there on Lewis Turner Boulevard out there, and so great. Next week is actually National Teacher Week, with Teacher Day being on Tuesday. And of course, we just can't say enough about the teachers and what they've done. So thank you so much, teachers, for everything, and hang in there. I think we're 6 weeks.
That's about it.
About 6 weeks to go, and we can do it. It's starting to end up, like I said, a little bit normal. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vancheck. And I will just end tonight by saying thank you to Mr. Chambers. We visited several schools on the Friday before spring break, and we had a fabulous time. We got to see some pretty interesting things. I think one of the most interesting things that we came across was at Richburg School, where they're actually doing coding at the school. And you know, to see the 2 students that we got to observe doing the coding was just really incredible. And I did put Mr. Chambers on the spot. We did go through civics classes at Laurel Hill and Davidson, and we did a town hall at both of those schools. And to hear from the 6th and 7th graders that both of those schools, 6th graders at Laurel Hill and 7th graders at Davidson, they had some really good questions. And I appreciate the fact that, you know, we were able to ask them questions, and they were able to ask us questions. It was really a great time, and I appreciate you coming and visiting those 4 schools with me. And we had, like I said, we had a great day. It was a really exciting day. I did get, just before I came in here today, and on Facebook, I got a message saying that the Riverside academic team placed 1st in the county, 1st in the Southeast, 4th in the East, and 8th in the nation out of 63 teams. So that was pretty exciting to hear. So congratulations to the Riverside Eagles academic team. And I do have one other one that came in too that I saw today. And I apologize, I didn't have it ready. And Facebook, of course, is going slow. But congratulations to the competitive cheer squad that went to nationals this weekend at Crestview High School. They came in 2nd place in the small varsity game day division. So congratulations to them. So with that, we'll move on down to section 16. Public comment. Is there anybody here to speak? I see nobody, and we've already done public hearings. So we'll go around the room. Ms. Gallen, Dr. Hale, Mr. Horton, Ms. Lightbourne, Ms. Appleberg. All right, this meeting's adjourned.